6 for Cook leaves Kent heading for defeat. For Rose, Cushy picked up his maiden 100 on day 2, helping Essex to 573 against Kent at the Spitfire Ground, and the hosts had struggled with the bats too, 4 wickets down heading into the penultimate day, with just 74 runs on the board. Kent were more resolute at the resumption. Leading and Cox pushed the score to 3 figures after around 45 minutes at the crease. A quick flurry of wickets saw Kent's defiant morning unravel. Leaning, outcaught by Cushy for Cook's 3rd wicket. Billings soon followed, unable to get off the mark and pouched by Rossington behind the stumps off the bowling of Ben Allison. And with the score up to 120, Stewart followed. Another wicket for Allison, another catch from Rossington. Kent were crumbling, Podmore out. Allison and Rossington combining once again for the 8th wicket. And the 9th fell to Allison too. Cox bowled by one that kept a little low just before rain blew across the Spitfire Ground and forced them off for lunch. The score now 145 for 9. The deficit a huge 428. Quinn and Mills pushed the score beyond 150 after the break, but they wouldn't spend long in the middle. The number 11 bowled by Snater. The collapse completed. Kent all out for 164, 409 behind Essex. Outside of Leaning and Cox's twin 34s, no other Kent batter had managed to make it to 20. The usually reliable Compton had fallen for 2, and Kent had never really looked like challenging. Allison came into it with the ball on day 3, finishing with new career best figures of 4 for 40. As expected, Tom Westley enforced the follow-on, and Essex struck almost immediately. The wait just 5 overs before Robinson was caught behind off Cook. Rain forced them off for a prolonged period, and when they returned, Essex picked up another wicket. Daniel Bell-Drummond out-caught behind off Cook. Compton too would fall to Cook, out-caught by Critchley in the slips for 7. And the bowler had 2 in 2, Leaning going the same way, out for a first ball duck. Denley did better than the majority of those that had come before him, but his innings came to an end on 24 from 29, a 5th for Cook. The former England international out-caught by Brown at 3rd slip, a mess made of the attempted pull. Kent added 10 more runs before tea, heading into the break, 346 behind and at risk of a day 3 defeat. Cox and Stewart tried as they might to be resolute after the break and kept Essex quiet for a time, but they couldn't stop the inspired Sam Cook. Stewart, his latest victim, out-caught by Brown for 6. Cox was Kent's last real hope, and he did what he could to give them something to cling on to. He'd make sure they would at least put 3 figures on the board, the 100 up in the 34th over. Another partner fell by the wayside. Porter in on the act now. Podmore's off stump out of the ground. And Billings would fall for a pair. Another duck for the skipper, caught by Wesley off Porter. Cox was defiant. With just 2 wickets in hand, he kept going. The game was gone, but he was playing a lovely knock. It brought him a 50, brought up off 99 balls, and sealed with 4 off the bowling of Shane Snater. Umpires gave Essex the extra half an hour, with light deemed good enough for the visitors to try and force the win, but Kent denied them any further wickets. The day at an end, with the hosts 137 for 8. That means they now trail by 272. It was an achievement in itself for the hosts to make it through to the final day. Defeat is virtually inevitable, and Essex will look to wrap it up as quick as possible when they return. With Sam Cook in such potent form, day 4 could well be a very short one.